every third job we unearth a failed French drain system. So we're well aware of what failure looks like. Failure looks like a system with no fabric. Now, this French drain was put in this year, and it wasn't by us. I want to make that clear. We did not install this French drain. I'm using this as an example of what not to do and why French drains fail. We just cut off the sod, and you can see the pipe is at the surface. This is a shallow dig. You can see that they did not use a Textile non-woven fabric to separate the stone from the subsoil, so the stone could migrate into the subsoil can migrate into the stone. The French drain plugs right here. So a system like this, I asked the homeowners, did it work, from time anew? And the homeowners say, yeah, they could tell a difference in the beginning, but they say then it just seemed to work less and less until it fails. So failure for a drain like this, this would work a little bit in the beginning and slow down continuously as this migration of the stone and the subsoil occurred, and that's where the system plugs. And then after about 2 years, that's when they say 2 years time they didn't work at all. They slow down after the first year. You can tell that there's definitely a difference, and 2 years later they just quit, and this is why they quit. So this is why I always recommend not to use a pipe with a sleeve or sock on it. Instead, you want to wrap the trench with a Textile non-woven fabric. You want to wrap the pipe and stone as one, and that way you can separate the soil from the stone, and this system, well, it'll last forever. So instead of putting our pipe on the mud in the clay and then just putting our stone up against the dirt, you're going to have, during the rainy season, you're going to have this dirt, you're going to have this mud. It's going to work its way into the voids of the stone. So our advice is to not just lay a pipe in a dirt trench, throw the stone in, and then you're going to let the soil granulars over time will work their way into the voids of the stone. Once the stone is plugged up, you're not going to get any water in the pipe. The pipe doesn't have to be plugged. If the drainage aggregate that's assisting the water to the pipe ends up plugged, you're done. We recommend using a heavy-duty drainage fabric that has been double punched. You want to make sure you have a really good non-woven geotextile filter fabric. This is different from weed barrier. It's not the same. Make sure you get a good drainage fabric. This will add to the cost of your project. A good drainage fabric comes at a price. And you can see that there's labor involved in putting in this non-woven geotextile filter fabric. I think a lot of contractors fatten their bottom line by eliminating this labor process and the expensive material to building a good French drain.